Welcome everyone to Outlawed Anger. Today we're going to go over some of the biggest announcements from E3 and watch the trailers. Most of us haven't seen any of this, so it's going to be a first time reaction to the new games that are coming out this next year.
Sure, why not? We'll have pizza eventually. It's fucking fuck knows away. It's still saying preparing, so I have no idea. But anywho.
And now we have our pizza. Go on to the next game.
It only took 2.5 fucking hours because they decided to go with DoorDash or just hiring people to do the fucking job that they've done for millions of years.
Pretty sure pizza's not been out for millions of years.
It's not millions, but honestly, the fact that there's old movies, not even that old, fucking TMNT, Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
Yeah, but that was also when you got a discount for them to be fucking late.
That was 4 years ago.
The point of the idea of pizza is get it to you fast. Okay, we can't get it to you fast, let's get it to you hot. We created an entire oven thing. Fucking Domino's spent money on a car that is designed to keep pizza hot. It literally has an oven in the back of it. Yet, we've now just decided to do DoorDash, which anyone can use, and instead of paying the fees of paying for a fucking delivery, that's all this dude does. He comes in, grabs pizzas, fucking bounces, delivers pizzas, comes back. My fucking dad used to do that job. The fact that this job doesn't even fucking exist because DoorDash has an entire hole, which means your pizza order can sit on this guy's back seat while he goes and picks up McDonald's for somebody else, fucking sushi for another person. Then for some reason, fucking 7-Eleven has the ability to fucking need to deliver because convenience stores aren't convenient enough. They have to fucking deliver now, too. So you're paying astronomical prices on shit to pay even more because you're door dashing it. Because you're a fucking cunt. I don't even care. Now your pizza shows up after they delivered all the other things because it was just happened to be the right route.
What if all the delivery guys quit and they were left in a shorthand and they're like, oh, we can't deliver pizza. You know what? We'll just have DoorDash do it.
Well, first and foremost, if you're going to have delivery people and have a DoorDash option, well, that is our option, not yours. If you say, hey, we don't have any delivery drivers today, you can either come get it or DoorDash it, we can make an informed decision, and our asses would have been halfway up the fucking store.
Which is what they used to do. If they couldn't deliver because they didn't have delivery people, they told you, we're not delivering right now due to no staff.
You're spicier than these fucking jalapenos.
Fuck, man. 2 hours!
Oh, I know. It's fucking bullshit, but it's just funny.
Fuck! Alright. Horizon 5. So, like all things, the largest video game ever in our history, they increased the map by a tiny little bit. Lizzie.
So, not impressed, but I'm not one.
I do like Horizon. They're fun. Horizon's the better of the Forza, in my opinion.
Agreed. I like the Horizon way better than Forza. What I was looking at is, I think it's always been Forza's problem, and a lot of racing games in general's problem. They spend so much time, put so much detail in those cars. They're so fucking pretty. And then they spend 30 seconds on the background and nobody, it's so jarring to look at, it doesn't look real. Right. You made the cars look hyper-realistic for a reason. Make everything else look realistic enough that I can believe we're driving down a street.
My thing with it, my favorite Need for Speed game was Run, Carbon, Underground, when there was a story and a reason and a purpose.
Correct.
I don't give a shit that I'm at a fucking car festival driving cars. The best Horizon memory I have is the Fast and the Furious little expansion that came out that was self-contained and you were playing story missions to lead up to whatever Fast movie it was, 5, I think, maybe, or 6. Don't know. Didn't matter. Because I was in this little, your Marvel thing, right? It was its own separate little universe. You were racing for these pieces to set up some shit, and it had an end, it had a start. It's great. Had a purpose for the racing. I hate when a racing game is just, go race because it's fun. I don't care. I want to be the best at it. I don't care at a festival. I don't care for a ticket pass.
I think when I will get into racing games is when they have everything look hyper-realistic and it's VR.
Yeah. Well, and VR is the other thing, yeah. Show that to sell your game. Show the screen setup, and you put, someone puts on the fucking things, and then you're seeing what they're seeing. You're like, oh shit, they're driving. They're actually driving. This is cool as fuck. That. Give me that.
That would be a good fucking expansion for VR for the next league of it.
That's also the time where I buy a fucking wheel in it.
Yeah.
We all know
'Cause, like,
where
I've never
VR is going. It's going to porn.
I mean, everything goes to porn.
Everything
The
starts
internet
with
is
porn.
porn.
Oh,
There
you're right.
already is VR porn,
Everything
guys.
starts with porn and ends with porn. It's the spectrum is porn on both ends.
Porn is the alpha and the omega.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the fucking food and liquid drip, the dopamine drip, and the fucking Masturbator 5000 with the VR headset.
Yeah.
Just fucking sit
Idiocracy
there.
in real life. Alright. Next one, I don't know.
Truly underrated movie. Underrated.
Okay. Looks like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood or whatever the new one is. It's the
Dishonored,
same style,
though,
made by the Dishonored people.
awesome. That game's going to be kick-ass.
Think so?
Did you play Dishonored?
No.
Okay, well, yeah, that game's going to be kick-ass.
Okay.
Well, like that trailer did nothing to convince me to even pay attention to the next trailer. So the next trailer comes out, it's going to have to be pretty spectacular for me to care at all.
Yeah, you just need to play Dishonored.
Yeah, but I don't
That's
care
all
to
they
play
needed to
Dishonored.
say.
I don't care to play Dishonored.
Dishonored is boring. I did not like the beginning of Dishonored. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was boring as fuck.
Honestly, like, they can do, like, here's what we're working on next. We're doing what was that, Outer World 2
Yeah.
that we looked at earlier? They can
No,
pop
that was Sandstar.
No.
Sandstar was the first one with Outer World 2 when they didn't have any of this shit. They can do little blurbs like that, like, this is what's coming up. We don't have anything yet.
Right.
But if they're going to try to show a trailer or something and sell it, like, either flat out say you don't have anything or don't show just a CGI trailer. Because I hate the fact of seeing something like, oh, that looks fucking amazing, and then you get it and it's stick figure
Well, like I
graphics.
said, we can go back and
Yeah.
watch some of these full trailers. We're getting the clip of the clip of the clip at this point. But
That's one we have to watch.
it had... We can. Okay, just remember the name. What was it called?
I don't know.
Exactly, because it was fucking
Yeah.
garbage.
It was so shit. I didn't even know the name of the
It was
guy.
called Redfall. It said it was a vampire shooter. Okay, there's something there. We haven't been against a multitude of vampires. Do they have extra powers?
Yes.
Is it going to be very vertical of a game?
First of all, don't
Cool.
make it zombie game.
No.
Because
Make it, you
vampires
said
are zombies.
vampire, keep it vampire.
Make it more
I'm
Blade.
thinking vertical. I'm thinking very
They'll do zombies
expansive.
with ghouls.
I'm thinking.
Right, you're doing ghouls at this point, and there's like one zombie, and that's lame as
Yes.
fuck.
I'm thinking go more Blade Trinity style, where you have your team, and you have
Okay,
all these
okay.
fucking like intelligent vampires that are running corporations and cities and shit.
Yeah.
Silver.
Like that's what you got to do with it. Like you make it so you have to basically like quote unquote take back the city, so you can kill the vampires and these head of a corporation. Make sure you install a human in its place.
Okay.
So that
So
would be amazing.
we can go back and watch the actual trailer of it, but yes, if they do something cool, maybe I'll look back into it. But for right now, just that little, it looked like a knockoff of a Left 4 Dead with a claptrap robot sitting in the middle of them.
Yep, I'm out so far.
So,
Contraband.
Everything about that trailer made me want to vomit. 70s, all of the smuggler stuff. No, fuck that game.
I know that could be pretty sweet though. Like trying to run from the law or hide it and keep it.
to me, it feels like the
Contained?
opposite of Ghost Recon Wildlands. Instead of being the operator trying to take out a cartel,
You're
it's
the
now
cartel.
it's the flip. You are the cartel, and there's going to be massive operators and things you're trying to get around.
Yeah, it would make sense.
And if it plays like Just Cause, chaos and follows. Just Cause is still one of the most like crazy ass games out there.
Yeah, and I think that one of the glory things that they did was they said that it was going to be on Game Pass day one. Keep doing that. Especially if you're a smaller studio or whatever, put it on Game Pass because I'm much more likely to play
Big
it.
games are
If it's on
that's
Game
like
Pass.
Xbox's main fucking bread and butter.
I
Right
will say, it did look good. Like, graphically, it did look good.
put a little clip there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
mean,
the
all
little
these look good.
swords.
But now, see, this goes back to my earlier rant. All of them look fucking great. You know what else looked fucking great and played pretty good? Was Outriders. You know what I can't fucking play right now?
Outriders.
Yeah, because my system won't fucking run it. So
Well,
yes,
mind
it's
you,
built
my
for both
system-
systems
My system has a problem playing Outriders.
because it's trying to keep my system fucking alive to be able to play it. You can't play because it's a server-based game housing garbage, right?
Well,
if that's the problem. It's slowing. It's just like any PC. When it lags out, when you play on PC with someone who doesn't have enough to process shit at the same rate, your game lags. And you blame, oh, they're lagging, they're doing it on purpose. That person probably just doesn't know how shitty their system is. That's what's happening with Xbox.
Broke ass bitches.
Broke ass bitches. Or lack thereof of systems.
That's the other thing that's really starting to piss me off. Make some more fucking systems. You know what the fucking demand is. Don't do this artificial demand thing where you only make a third of the amount that you're supposed to. There's also been reports that there's more systems that have been made that are sitting in warehouses and they're just refusing to ship them. I don't know if it's true or not, but I can believe that it's true.
Yeah,
Like, the whole thing is fucking
you're purposely
annoying.
keeping the demand up so you can make as much money as possible.
100%.
Off of a system that they lose money off of anyway. I think there's only been one console in history that's made money console just for the console. The games are what's making them money. Game Pass is what's making them money.
Wait.
So just release the fucking consoles, even if they have to drop in
what
price.
was the console that made money?
I don't remember. I have to go
Nintendo.
look at it out. I want to say
Was
it
it
was
the 64?
I want to say it was the Wii.
I think it was a Wii.
I'd have to go look it up again, but I'm pretty sure it was the Wii. It was the first one in history.
And I think it was after they introduced the Wii Marketplace that allowed you to play every Nintendo game, period. Because them selling those old school games on a console, on a current gen console.
Yeah, I'm mad that they still don't do that.
Yeah.
Because, like, all the old Sega games and stuff, I would love to play again.
Alright, next one. I have no idea what that game is like, at all.
Was those rats?
Looked boring.
Plague Rat Requiem or something like that.
Plague Tell. So it's talking about like the bubonic plague or something like that. So it could be rats.
It looks fancy, it looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty, but
That's definitely one we're going to have to watch more.
it's nothing in that grabbed me. I don't even know the first game,
Yeah.
so just like music, there's a million different fucking games out there that I've never even seen.
I also have never seen the first one, but to me, this whole thing looked like a Assassin's Creed knockoff. Just spit it out and put it out real quick. Don't even worry if it's any good.
To me, it just looked like a seller for, look how pretty we can get, but there might not be any actual meat to that bone. It's just pretty. It's an Instagram, bright lighting, bright photo of the food.
So
but
white
the food
woman's
tastes like shit.
Instagram?
Huh?
White woman's Instagram?
Exactly.
I didn't even think it was all that pretty, to be honest.
Did you guys see
It looked
that?
terrible.
We need to pause this so they can watch it after.
Focus!
Somerville is
No,
Super Mario Party game is
Somerville.
coming to Switch on October
I
29th. Mario Party Superstars
didn't like the
combines
graphics.
remastered
Hold on,
versions
wait for this.
of the
Wait for
Mario
Robert to
Party
actually-
series.
Come on, dude, pause the fucking thing.
So,
Summerfield.
Summerfield. Don't care.
Don't care. Didn't like the graphics. Nothing.
I'm not a fan of those types of games anyways, where it's like indie, I guess is the best
yeah, I
name to
don't.
put to it, because they try to capture that it's indie. Love it because it's hipstery, cool, like it's in the, I don't care.
Like, you can make an independent game that's, good. As soon as we start making those, I'll like them more.
Minecraft was an independent game.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't like Minecraft.
Right, and it was good, and so it captured and it became bigger. That's the whole process that they go through.
How much did he sell for Microsoft?
A lot.
Some
But
tells me
there
not
is-
enough.
Out of all the last, like, 5 games, it's been, like, Xbox exclusive. So it does seem like
Mhm.
Xbox is definitely pulling some big, which would make more sense if they pull their fucking consoles.
Yeah.
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 But they're definitely, the Game Pass is definitely the seller. PlayStation doesn't have shit. They're trying to figure something out, like right now.
Well, and keeping it real, Sony doesn't have the extra money to be throwing at it. I'm sure Xbox is throwing way too much money at some of the exclusives to get the exclusives.
But they have the PC
But
money to
They
back
have it.
it. Yeah.
They have the money to back it.
Microsoft is finally actually doing what they should have done from the get and just throwing the money that they have as a fucking software company at everything and anything.
So they're basically the Dallas Cowboys of the NFL.
They're Batmaning it. No powers, but
That's a
all
lot
the money.
better. Fucking.
Yeah, way better analogy.
They're
Because
Batman.
at least Batman, he throws his money at it and he gets somewhere with it.
And they're still good. They're great. They're good. They do their thing. But, like, that thing's got superpowers.
What's your superpower? I'm rich.
That thing being Nintendo. Nintendo makes amazing, solid games. They don't need anything else because they can sell you on just saying Mario, and you're like, oh god, I want it. Like they have that kind of power. That's a superpower. Xbox doesn't have that besides Halo and maybe Gears.
I don't even think those ones.
And those don't even hold half of the candle that you drop Mario on something, Pokemon on something, Zelda on something.
Should I
They
think? I
have
think Gears.
all of them.
I think like Halo's still way below Samus
So
and a few others.
Nintendo is the Superman. Xbox is pulling the Batman. They're throwing money at it because they have the money to throw. Oh, I'm sorry, Xbox, don't call.
I didn't know you fucking call.
I didn't know either. My
That's
Connect
cool.
does weird shit.
Yeah.
Been calling hooker lines on here.
Okay. Yes.
That's exciting.
I'm gonna go back 15 seconds. Shit, we gotta watch this part again.
You're good.
I've never played many of the Mario parties because they're all too. They make too much deal out of it. It's Mario, and the rest of the game is just terrible. There's no reason to do any of it. There's no like. I watched there was like 4 or 5 different of the mini games that says there's hundreds of. Not one of them was like that's the one I want to play. I want to try it for that game alone.
Nah.
Not one of them.
Mario Party is a great game to play when you have a niece or nephew that's 11 that likes playing video games that comes over.
Or you have kids that are young.
It's
Or
not
you
even
just
that.
have
It's
someone
also-
over. It's fun to play.
It's a fun party game.
Yes.
It's not a game that you buy if you don't.
If you're
have
going to the
one.
Craig's party, like the Craig's party, excuse me, you're not playing Mario Party at that party.
Like I go back if you're talking party games, we're going back to
Kid
like
party
the
game, yeah.
Wii Sports, for example. You're playing bowling or whatever. We've played Monopoly before. Like there are games to play as a party. I feel like this one specifically is like, don't pay attention to the games. It's fucking Mario. You buy Mario because it's Mario. The games are irrelevant to what the Mario is, so buy the Mario.
Well, the thing with this is like you have
I love that. I want that to be my ringtone. Mario. Mario.
you have your board that you go through that you play,
Yes.
and instead of like Monopoly, instead of just constantly rolling around until one of us fucks up and takes forever, you have these mini games that break up the monotony,
Yes.
and you just keep going through. It is a good party game, and I'll fight that to the end. Like it is a good party
It's
game.
The reason I will mainly go against that is because he's played many of them, has many of them. We have many parties. Have not once ever played them.
okay. First,
Ever.
I barely got the new one, personally.
The new one. You
Secondly,
had others
I
in the
have played
past.
it a multiple time with Slumbering, and like we've played a good amount of Mario Party. It's a lot of fun. It does break the monotony. It does give you the thing that's stupid about Mario Party is when 2 people are playing and you get put on opposite teams. You can just make the other person win by sheer fucking over the bots. Like it is definitely an easy game to beat the
Rig.
computer on or rig in your favor, whoever's favor it is to. That is a
Yeah,
cash
usually
grab,
when you
though.
get the
I won't go
bots-
on your point.
Usually
Because
when you
they
get the
have-
bots, you lose. You think, I'm getting the bots, I have an advantage against the other player. But no, the getting the bots is the disadvantage.
But to your point, it is a Mario game. Selling for a Mario game. Don't look at anything else because it's a Mario game. Because they have a fucking game on the Switch already. Mario Party is on the Switch. This is DLC at best.
Yeah.
They're selling it as a whole fucking game. It is DLC at best.
And I
So
would
I
be-
will go to your point in this case.
I would
That
be,
do I want it? Maybe. If it was DLC, yes, I would have already bought it for my Switch. I would have
Right.
pre-ordered it, whatever.
So I will go with this one and say that Mario Party, and there's a bunch of titles, but Mario Party should be a software as a service title. Buy Mario Party and then just keep coming out with new expansions of
Yes.
new characters, new games, new whatever, and keep adding to it. And then instead of being like, there's hundreds of games in here, at some point there could be millions of games
Yeah.
on it. Doesn't matter. And then we can play the ones we want and not play the ones we
Or-
don't want.
The best part is that the way the new one works, you go around the board and then it breaks after the last person's turn, and then it randomizes which game it is you're going to play. Great. There's a million fucking games because you've done that many updates. There's an infinite amount of chances that you're going to play any of the games. There'll be ones you're really good at. There'll be ones you're really bad at. There'll be ones. It'll be great.
But
There'll be ones you may have never seen and you've owned the game for 6 years and you're like, I've never played this game once.
at the same time, I do love Mario Party as a party game because I've played it a bunch. The one thing that does suck with it is the randomizer is garbage
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's games you'll play a million fucking times, and then you're like, I've owned this game for 6 years, and I've never seen this minigame.
And that's just it. It's not the randomizer's trash, but I think they also favor certain games that they've made because they put more time into, or they just put more time into that developer, whoever made that little mini game. They focus on it harder, and that's their selling mini games. So they're like, well, we'll just make this one pop up more regularly. Cause
Yeah, if they're gonna do something like that, you put a vote system in it.
Right.
How much did you like this game? 1 star, 5 stars. Great. You put 1 star, it's probably not going to show up every game.
Right.
You put 5 stars, probably showing up way more likely. Like, it's very simple to do, and it would take me less than 2 days to build and implement the system. The fact that some of these things don't have that, some of those basic functionality that makes the experience way better, bothers the shit out of me.
Oh, so you should just be a programmer for Nintendo.
It's one of those things, like, it's the one that I played the most on Mario Party, especially the Wii version, was the fucking soda can one. And so there and shake the fuck out of the Joy-Con.
Because you were really good at it, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, I always won that
Just
bitch.
with the one hand, though. You try to switch hands, he's no good. No good at all.
No, it's
Stranger's not nearly as good.
I just kept
I'm gonna give you advantage.
cutting off to the left, so it didn't count as much.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is a cash grab for cash grabs.
Yeah.
So Jurassic
Next
Park probably. So if you didn't know, Evolution was park building game thing. What was it? Roller
What was
Coaster
that game
Tycoon?
back
Zoo
on-
Tycoon.
Yeah, Zoo.
I think Zoo Tycoon just all focused around Jurassic Park.
Do you remember
and I think
that
it's
old one?
A little more. You
So-
get in a little closer to the dinosaurs. You get a little more graphical. It's got a lot more interplay Jurassic Park style. Less take Roller Coaster Tycoon and just make it a zoo instead of a theme park. Like that's all.
Like, I was 100% in on the graph. Like, it looks good. It looks the different dinosaurs that I did see. Great. The fact that it is just a building sim-based. I'm
Do you
in.
remember the game where
Then
you...
it says it takes place directly after the movie, and then I'm out. Like, I don't want it tied to the movie, because then there's just going to be like, oh, did you not watch the movie? Then you're not going to
I think
understand
it's
it, or
'cause
you missed this point from the movie.
I think it's because
or-
they wanted it to hop islands. I don't think the first one followed any movie. The Evolution, the first Evolution. I don't think it followed anything, or it followed the movies before it, but not the Jurassic World or whatever. So
I honestly think it's a good idea to branch out with the Jurassic World with the Sims games.
It has Jeff Goldblum, so...
And the fact that they had Jeff Goldblum announce it is fucking money.
For him.
But
Lots of it.
it's... I hate Sims games.
yeah, so I'm not a fan of the game type. Like
Yeah.
I get bored very fast. I have too low attention.
I would always lose
I-
because I'd build the Raptor Park, and then I would destroy the walls and let them eat all the guests.
So in those type of games, it's one of those. It's like I like going to theme parks or whatever. And every time I go to a theme park, it's like I could build one better. Like what would I do? What would I do? What would I do? So half the time I'm playing those games, it is just a simulator. Like
Right.
what happens if I do put this roller coaster and this kind of thing? I build my own roller coaster, build my whatever. Obviously, Roller Coaster Tycoon is what I played most. But
No, that's the one I played the most. Roller Coaster
Right?
Tycoon
That's a great
was
one.
like the biggest game for the computer.
Yeah.
When all of us first were able to really
and
use
so
computers.
it becomes that. Could I do it better? I mean, obviously, it's not a 1-to-1. There's a lot of factors, but like it gives you that chance to think about it. And what would you do? And then sometimes, like, I get why they do that now.
Yeah,
It's one of those things for the Sims games, like building your own park, whatever. It would honestly be, for me, it's always, okay, I'm going to try this, I'm going to give this a fucking good college try, and I get into it and like, okay, how can I fucking kill this person the most interesting way? Like, I just get so bored that I just,
to me, the Sims
Derail.
games have
You
always
always
been,
make the roller coaster that it's missing half a track. And
Yeah.
so it launches the
Yeah.
people across the lake.
they were the first iteration of the farm simulator. Not the farm simulator, but the Farmville. Shit like that, the clicky, you log in, you collect your little crops, you build the next crop.
Wait,
and
Harvest
then, like, you
Moon?
wait. Not Harvest. God damn it.
fucking kick you.
Why are you the way you are?
It was
I
dropped
wasn't
on his
loved
head
when
as
I
a
was
child.
little.
But-
So that's what it is now. It's just a modern version with better graphics and better things. Something to log back into. You can't build everything at once. You have to slowly take care of it. It's that daytime waster.
But it's
That's
also
the better way to do it.
yeah, and
Or the
it's one of
newer
those that's
way to
like
do it, I guess.
you could spend 1 minute playing it or an hour playing. Like how much time do you have?
Right.
There was times that like playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, I would log in, play for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then have to log out and go do something. But it's fine. Like other games, you can't do that with because you didn't hit the save point, or
Well,
you're in the middle of a story, so
It
you're
was
not
definitely that different draw.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say one thing. Outside of games like Destiny and like the MMO games, the new system has gotten rid of that issue entirely. Because I've been bouncing back between Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Not all of us have resumed play because we can't find
I'm
the
trying
fucking
to make
thing.
a fucking point here, jackass. I've been bouncing between Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Resident Evil Biohazard, and I literally played Biohazard and for like 2 weeks and not touched Valhalla. And kids were up, couldn't play Biohazard, so I hopped over to Valhalla for a minute, and it picked up right where I left. In the menu, everything. Weeks later.
pretty sweet.
So now it's that whole,
You remember how
I have
like,
10 minutes to play,
can you
I
imagine
can
how much
hop in.
energy is going to the servers to save that for everyone? All the games they're not
It's
paying.
not being stored on the server, it's stored on your local hard drive.
Yeah, it's stored on there. That's why the system is as tall as like a tower, because it's just a server. Like it's essentially the server.
It's amazing, though, because I can
Is
sit
it
there.
solid state?
Yeah.
Absolutely is. Anyways, next game.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought that was like them being like, look at the game we made in the 80s. We're going to remaster. Nope, that legitimately is the new game.
That's what I mean.
That is some
that was
bullshit.
The 2D. That's the 2D one that I'm talking about, where you're designing it to look 2D with new controls, and they just don't work.
Yeah, it does.
Replaced, I think it was called.
Yeah,
It was
replaced.
called replaced. It was
It-
an AI trapped in a human body instead of a human trapped in an AI body.
Nothing about that grabbed me. The problem is like watching it. It was like, okay, what am I looking at there? Like when you played the old school Castlevanias and all that, you knew it was a bat flying at you because you knew the game you were playing.
Right.
You knew you were who Dracula was. You knew all those, even though they're pixelated to fuck, because of what you were playing. Coming into a new game and having that pixelated, what the fuck am I looking at?
Not just that, but you want to do the 2D or you want to tell a story. The dystopia, there's nothing new. There's nothing that makes me want to do it. The reason why old games work to draw you in is because that was the most advanced that the graphics could be at the time. For this one, sell your game with the graphics, then show some 2D like old schooly feeling. You're like, oh, it's like
Yeah.
the story's telling in good graphic, and then I'm playing old school. This is kind of cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the channel
Right.
masses don't like 8-bit or 16-bit or whatever. We don't like it. We don't care. Make it something that we can actually see. It doesn't have to be top-of-line graphics.
Right.
We need to see it and understand
Well,
what's
just look
happening.
at Hades that we watched before this coming over to the
Yeah, but that was more artsy.
Yeah.
yeah. Not good graphics though.
No.
But it's still
Not
you could
excellent.
tell
You could
what
tell
the fuck
it
was
was,
happening.
yeah.
on
You
the
could
screen.
see what it was. On
That's
that one,
true.
you couldn't.
That is true.
It's honest, like you were saying though. Like the last time I got excited about anything that was 8-bit or 16-bit was when I was trying to watch the porn channel at fucking 2 a.m. on HBO. Get the fucking 8 or 16-bit
Alright,
titty
let's-
coming across.
Let's see what the next 16-bit titty is.
So Metal Slug
Tactics.
Tactics.
I think it'll be awesome, but at the same time, Metal Slug's awesome because it was side screen. And
Metal
like
Slug's
the
is
fact,
hard. It was the Dark Souls before fucking Dark Souls, man. That was your quarter eater. That bitch was just fucking hard.
I
Super
think-
Contra, the same style of that run and gun from the side. Your whole thing is put enough quarters in me to get to the end of the level. It's like you can become
So that's all
good
you're worried
enough, but you're
It's
still
my
gonna
relationship
die.
strategy.
unless
enough
you
quarters
do where
in,
everything's
put enough
fine.
quarters
Right,
to
and you
get
only
to the
know
end of
that
the
by
level.
putting enough quarters in enough weeks to memorize the map as you go along it.
So I honestly think with that, it's just a straight. We're gonna do Metal Slug for the Metal Slug fans.
Yeah, that's a fan base. That's a fan game, and that's fine.
And that's great.
I will.
I love
you
it.
do that. That's a cash grab in the sense of it's probably going to sell at less than $60 because it's not a $60 game.
Yeah.
It's just like Gears Tactics. It took
Yeah.
forever for Gears Tactics to show up. If you're a super Gears fan, you bought Gears Tactics. Guess what? I'm not the biggest Gears fan, so I didn't buy Gears Tactics. That's the same thing.
Yeah, and I think that if you're going to do some sort of a cash grab, that's the title you do. You make something for the hardcore fans, and they might convert a few other people to get to try it. But that's the way to do it. Don't make garbage. Don't make nonsense. Don't cheapen the game or the brand.
And they did it the right way. Metal Slug was a 16-bit game.
And they kept it.
They kept it. They made it a little bit better. Not quite 64.
All they did was take it from being side and rotated you up at an angle.
But it was a little prettier than the 16-bit used
It's
to
a
be.
little prettier, but
That's the
it's at
point where I was
higher
making.
angle.
The point we were making from the last one. They made it good enough. We know what's going on, but it's still in that pixelated style,
Well, and the other
which
thing
is
with
great.
it
And I
too-
say all that knowing I've never played a Metal Gear or Metal Slug. Never have. Doesn't look like I'm going to based off of this. But I like at least the direction they headed with
But the
it.
same thing goes all the way back to Final Fantasy. They're just doing one branch out. Final Fantasy does a branch out on every single thing it can.
Yeah, that's
Right?
fair.
This is just one thing. This is like an ode to the fans. Like,
Yep.
you guys love our games. We haven't come out with a new one in a while. Here's this to just kind of feed the masses.
Thank you for being a
Right.
supporter.
Thank you for following the series. Here's your favorite character. Let's keep the thing going in a way.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yep.
Because I know I gave a lot of shit to Final Fantasy
Final Fantasy shit.
stepping out. But they're not
To
always
each
shit.
their own.
They're not always shit, but they haven't done anything to their original myth, level, since fucking 10. 10-2.
Yeah.
15 was not even close to what they could have or should have done from just my outside, because I haven't actually played it. But it doesn't play how Final Fantasy made their legacy. Shit, Legend of Mana is being remastered for the Switch, and it looks more original Final Fantasy than Final Fantasy. So, I don't know.
Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next part of this series. We'll be back shortly. See ya.